Good morning. This is Josh Hayes with Hedge Plus, and here's the market monitor for Tuesday, August the 12th. You can throw out everything that happened yesterday, the rally and the bounce we saw following the rumor that I guess became a rumor based on what Trump posted on social media on Sunday night that China should buy quadruple the amount of soybeans it has been buying. That's one of those buy the rumor type situations. Sell the fact, I think, is what we're seeing today. We'll get to that more in a minute. But essentially, what happened was Trump has kind of previewed and teased and let slip things that are coming. So when he made that post on Sunday, it led many to believe that maybe there was going to be a significant announcement. Maybe China would commit to buying some beans in return for extending the tariff deadline. Well, the tariff deadline did get extended yesterday, but there was no official announcement of any kind of concession made by China, especially not buying an absurd amount of beans to get that tariff deadline pushed back. It doesn't mean it's not still going to come. I think there's still hope. It's actually quite wonderful to hear that Trump mentioned soybeans in particular. That's great that he's aware of what's happening there and that we really would get a great boost from China buying them. It gives me hope that when the final deal is ironed out, that will be a part of it, and agriculture in general will be a focus of his. But it's just not going to happen right now. It was unrealistic from the start. That's why we were saying yesterday, calling it buy the rumor, sell the fact. We didn't expect this to be a rally that would last long with beans. Wanted to shift our focus back to the report, which is today, which I'll get to that in a moment. But all that being said, it was unrealistic for China to buy the amount of beans Trump was calling for, at least right now. China is pretty well bought ahead well into the fourth quarter of this year. So they don't really need to buy any right now. And it doesn't mean that they won't be buying from us the next time they make major purchases. That could actually line up with the end of the year when Trump and Xi are expected to meet and maybe hammer out a final agreement. So essentially, we bounced on a rumor that I think wasn't too well founded in reality and fundamentals. And like I said, I'll just show you here in a moment. We've pretty much given it back. So that brings the focus back to the report today. And in reality, I think what we're going to see here once I show overnight prices is we're kind of right back to where we were to finish the week. We had that Trump tweet or Trump social media post not gone out. We were pretty much anticipating yesterday and Friday to be days of very little movement and to kind of just drift into the report based on where the market had been taken leading up to it, which is the expectation of acres to be yield to be raised significantly by the USDA, and we're expecting it to be probably around 185 is what we feel like it's going to be based on what they've done in the past and with crop conditions as they are. Crop conditions yesterday, both soybeans and corn slipped 1%, but that still puts corn at 72% good to excellent, soybeans at 68% good to excellent. And those numbers represent the highest for corn since 2016 and the highest for soybeans since 2020. Got to remember, when it's 72% good to excellent, 68% good to excellent, that is an acknowledgement that there are problems in some places. So when people talk about the pockets where things aren't the greatest, and why are we just in general, the field, the business, the industry projecting such high yields? Well, these still are the best numbers since 2016 and 2020. That's pretty much why. And then you take what they're showing on satellites. I saw a picture of Iowa that looked like it was the best it's definitely been in the past 8 years. And so I think the market, even though you want to believe that it's priced in, say anything maybe above 184. Still kind of feel like even if the yield comes in the 184, 185 area, that will still probably set back today. As much as you want to believe it's priced in, I still think it's more of an affirmation for bears if we do get that kind of yield. Now, if we get a yield that doesn't raise it much at all, let's say 182, 183, maybe we'll get a small bounce. But I think people are pretty locked in right now on a big crop, and we are in that time of year where we tend to drift down. We have bottomed out right around this point in years past, and we would be hopeful that will be the same this year. But got to get through today's report first and go from there. It's the second most important report from the USDA of the year. Only the acreage report in June ranks higher as far as importance and impact. Inspections report was strong. Inspection or exports in general remain strong. It's the one saving grace we have right now. If we are going to get a big crop, we might as well at least sell a lot of it, and that has been the case, and it looks like it will continue to be the case. Even what China is doing with Brazil, with buying so much from them, it's keeping Brazil's prices elevated, and it's bringing a lot more business to us. It's amazing how that works out. So it's kind of odd to see the reaction to what's China going to do so much when it kind of in a lot of ways doesn't matter. You also will see a little bit of weakness with wheat going forward as Russia's harvest pace is quickening. They're going to start being able to get more product to market. And Ukraine, which has had a minimum price set, if this war does finally wrap up, it might take some pressure off them. Might be able to remove those price minimums and get more competitive on the world market. So that's something to watch for with wheat. Taking a look at the weather in the U.S., the Ohio River and southward are in need of rain. There's nothing suggesting they won't get it at this time. We're getting a little late for it to be too big of a problem anyway. If anything, we're probably still waiting to see what the effect of too much rain in many places is going to do to the crop. In China, their east central region, which had been in drought, has been getting rain and is now mostly free of drought, and so improvement there. In Ukraine, they're getting a little bit of dryness. That's adding stress to dry land crops. Sorry. And in Canada, the prairie rains have improved their topsoil moisture. So not a whole lot of areas of concern. That's been the case for, it seems like, months now. And just not really any place to point to and say this is a problem that the market needs to take note of. Nothing certainly to affect prices right now. Taking a look at the overnight prices, down across the board. That's why I said earlier, yesterday's rally is essentially gone. In fact, these numbers pretty much bring us back to the last market monitor, which was Thursday morning. You go back to Thursday morning, corn at 404 and a quarter overnight is almost identical to where we were on Thursday morning. Soybeans, while down 12 cents overnight, are still 15 cents above where they were on Thursday. And wheat, down nearly 6 cents overnight, is down about 3 cents since Thursday. So corn and wheat really haven't moved much from Thursday. Everything that, the bounce we got is pretty much given back. And soybeans has given back much of the bounce we saw yesterday, but not quite all of it. This is all setting us up for the report today. Like I said, very important report. It'll be nice to have the acres, or the yield number updated and be the new number to work with, instead of speculating upon it and people throwing out some wild forecasts on both sides of the equation. We'll have a new firm number to work with, and hopefully something that the market can move on from, and hopefully we can get bottoms put in here soon and then potentially look at buybacks. That'll be all for today. We will have obviously the USDA supply and demand report at 11 a.m. today. We'll be out with all of our reaction and analysis. We'll get that out to you guys right away, and also on X. And then tomorrow we have our weekly Q&A with myself and Patrick. And then again, I will be with you on Thursday. I hope everyone has a great week.